That actually leads me to a question I've always wanted to ask, and I never heard anyone else ask this. Is like, because you hear a lot of, especially high level players talking about like the mental stack of a game, but how are you supposed to sense when that mental stack is starting to take an impact on your opponent? Like when you decide, okay, this person's now worried about this and this, I'm gonna throw this in there. Exactly. Like, is there something that a character or opponent does that makes you sense that they're kind of getting overwhelmed, or do you just say, I'm gonna do this, see where it goes from there, and then if he's getting hit with the overhead V skill, maybe he's gonna be worried about that?
So if like say I'm playing Laura and like I'm doing thunderclaps and like I notice like okay he's not checking thunderclaps and like he's getting very like maybe after like the third thunderclap I'm like okay he's getting annoyed that he's not stopping thunderclap, so now I'm gonna start throwing in V skill dashes because he's probably thinking damn I gotta stop this thunderclap, I just keep letting him get away with it, and then he's not even thinking about V skill dash or like I'm just gonna jump in and like he's not gonna be looking for that or whatever.
Wow. So yeah, what I was talking about. So you throw the third thunderclap, and by then you just have to assume that there's no way that's not irritating him.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah, you just kind of have to make a read. Like, I think this is pissing him off.
Yeah, but it's better with poison in my opinion because it's much easier to annoy somebody as like poison. Like, oh, he's just hitting crouch heavy punch, or like he hit crouch heavy punch 3 times in a row. What is he doing? Next thing you know, he dashes forward and I get counter hit because I wasn't looking for a dash or whatever it might be.
Shoot, I realize that's such a big problem for me too. I know you've seen parts of my stream where I won't even be talking about the fucking match. I'll be talking about like, oh, this guy's sure stroking himself off. So like, I think that's probably a big like. You never seem to run into those hurdles where you just instead of not paying attention to the match, you just blabber on about how much you hate something. Is that like an attention span issue? How are you able to stay focused for so long? Like what?
No, I mean I get annoyed too. I like you don't see it. Like I try to mask it, but I get annoyed too. Dawson's super annoying. You know, dude's just floating around, hitting whatever button he feels like hitting.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem to affect your gameplay the way that like I crumble fast as soon as I start to get irritated. Like I'm not even paying attention to the match. So you're still able to maintain a certain level of attention while still being like, what the fuck is this character? That's what I'm kind of curious about.
No, I like it's more about masking it and more thinking, damn, it's easier in tournament because I'm like, this character's annoying, but if I just lose 2-0, at least it'll be over.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, yeah, because as I mentioned before, I watch a lot of your streams, and there's a couple people who I never see outwardly become salty too much. Like you'll like the most salty you ever get. I hear you go is like, bruh, and like you'll just see something dumb happen, you'll just say that, and then also like people like Tega, that he just never seems to get too upset. I see him get so robbed, and he'll just be like, like, and that would just drive me crazy. And I think that's a big part of the way people grow as a player. Is like instead of just getting so worked up about it, you have to like actively sit and try to find an answer to the situation. Do you feel like you're good at that?
Yeah, but like it depends. Like certain characters like irritate, well, not irritate me, but like in season 3 when Abigail was a thing, or Guile, even I hated playing against Guile in season 3. I wouldn't try to show like how annoyed or like pissed off I was, but you gotta like mask it and like try not to let the person you're playing against know you're pissed off, or like, you know, it's like, you know, the meme where the guy has like the smile on his face but he's like crying on the inside.
Right.
That's kind of what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's not even a way I look at it, where like people sensing that you're upset. It's not so much you being upset. It's they're able to tell that you're tilted, and then they change their decision making based on you being tilted, and it makes it worse.
Yeah.
Wow, that's kind of cool.